Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Vishnu Paramahamsa Parivadakacharya. Sutras Sissimani Divine Pandacharya. Jagat Guru Sisi Bhakti Dhira Swami Jai Om Vishnu Paramahamsa Parivadakacharya. Sutras Sissimani Divine Sri Bhakti Dhira Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. Ananta Guru Vaishnava Vrinda ki. Namacharya Shri Haridas Thakur ki. And for Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki. Sri Sri Radha Krishna Gopal Gopina Shyam Radha Kunda Girivardhan ki. Vrindavanam ki. Mathurayam. Navadvip Maya Prudam ki. Jagannath Puridam ki. Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Devi ki. Jamuna Mai ki. Ganges Mai ki. Tulasi Devi ki. Bhakti Devi ki. Samarita Bhakta Vrinda ki. Jai Gaura Pramana. All glories assembly. All glories assembly. All glories assembly. Glory to Shishi Gurushi Puranga. Om Vishnu Padre Krishna Vidya Krishna Namaste Krishna Gaura Karana Sakti Bhakti Krishna. Om Gyana Tivanasa Gyana Tasmai Shri Gurave Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sarvakam Bhutam Swayambhuva Kadam Padikam Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Sri Advaita Sri Vasari Gaura Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. You can sit behind. And move your chair behind. Can you move your chair behind? Because I see your chair. You can move forward so that people who can't be here, they can sit. Can you move forward so others can sit? I was told this is so I don't know what you are expecting. Before you submit whatever you want, be happy, man. Jana Prabhu asked me questions last month. So when he asked me the question, I was looking at two devotees. In Chaitanya Charitamrita and in Chaitanya Bhagavat. We have Srila Ishwara Puri and we have Machanda Puri. Machanda Puri and Ishwara Puri. They are God brothers. The special master is fundamental Puri. They got different blessings. One special master, the same special master, two different results. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he described there are two types of disciples, Niskapata Bhakta and Sakapata Bhakta. Sakapata Bhakta, Niskapata Bhakta. Two. Shakapat Bhakta is a cheater, it's a cheating disciple. doesn't have a proper attitude, proper consciousness, proper understanding about the nature of or the position of expression. And Niskapat, Bhakta, he is a first class disciple and he knows the spiritual master's mind. He can communicate. They are connected. So Niskapat, Bhakta. He is not a cheater. He gets blessed by the same spiritual master. So Madhavendra Puri, he is a very Bhakta, pure devotee. Golok Brina, he came here to help. The devotees who come from Golok or Brina or Vaikuntha, they are different. They are not conditioned souls. They have all the 6 opulences of Krishna in full and all the desirables. All the desirables. 6 opulences. Krishna's opulence. The Vaikuntha Vasis they have all of them. But they don't look at it as something wonderful. They don't look at it as something wonderful. Just like you, when you look at your shade, you don't say, oh, this is something wonderful for a responsible person. The same thing. So Niskapat Bhakta is a first class disciple. He knows the mind of the spiritual master. And he works hand in hand. Sakapat Bhakta is a cheater. He's a pretender. He doesn't have the mystery of the spiritual master. He doesn't. He's an ordinary devotee. He's an ordinary person. So we have everything in our tradition. We have everything in the tradition. Madhavendra Puri, when he was winding up his service here in the material world, going back to the spiritual material, by going back to the spiritual world. So he was in ecstasy, pure love of God, and he was expressing that. A famous mantra that Srimati Radharani composed was chanting for Lord Krishna. Sri Jamaho was chanting this mantra. Madhavendra Puri was chanting this mantra. And he surrendered Bhakti Dhira was also chanting this mantra. At the last time, he was chanting this mantra. This is for pure devotees. So, Ishwara Puri was absorbed in the service. The spiritual master was, Madhavendra Puri was invalid. Not incapable. You should try to understand that. He's not incapable. He's not incapable. Because one who has spiritual power, he can do anything. With spiritual power, he can do anything. Anything. So, Vaishwasava Bhoma, Jagannath Dhammapaji Maharaj. If you want to see how to lift the eyelid up, before you see, you leave it to close. If you want to see how to lift it. And he was also not walking. He was not walking. So the body not Thakur has to get someone to carry him on the basket. Put him on the basket and carry on the head. To go and confirm the birthplace of the Dhamma. It was lost, he was nobody lost. So that Bhakti not Thakur worked tirelessly to recover that. So when he got, but he wanted the spiritual master to confirm it. So he brought Jagannath Dhammapaji on the basket. As soon as he got to the place, a person who cannot walk, a person who cannot see, jump out of the basket from up to the ground and dance in ecstasy. He didn't get wounded. There's one moment. Because he has spiritual power. He has spiritual power. So, pure devotees, you play the part of giving service to the disciples. Because that is what we came for. To give service to the disciples. So they will devise many ways to do that. They will devise many ways to give service to the disciples for our purification. So a Sakapata Bhakta will think, oh, the spiritual master now depends on me. I have to carry him. They are not carrying anybody. They are only loosening their burden. Releasing the burden by serving a pure devotee. By serving a pure devotee. We are releasing ourselves from bondage. So a pure devotee, they make this arrangement to help us do some service for our purification. Devotees used to say, I want to go and help devotees. I want to go and help devotees. Yeah, devotees are cooking in the kitchen. I want to go and help them to cook. I want to go and help. I want to go and help this temple distribute their books. This temple, they have so many books there. I want to go and help this temple distribute the books. You are helping temple to distribute books. You are helping devotees to cook. You are helping devotees to clean. Misunderstanding. There's a misunderstanding. We are not helping anybody. We simply help ourselves, not somebody. So the pure devotees, they will create service for us to do to get purified. But the Shakapata Bhakta, who is a neophyte devotee, he doesn't have sufficient brain substance. Doesn't have proper understanding. Doesn't have the mercy for a spiritual master. Say, let me go and help them. I want to go and help spiritual master. So he seems capable. The spiritual master is incapable. Then we go and massage him so I can give him strength. You massage the spiritual master, you get strength. Not you give me strength to the spiritual master. You massage the spiritual master to get strength. These misunderstandings will be corrected so we can make advancement. Yes, I want to go and cook for the spiritual master. I want to go and cook. If I don't cook, how will he eat? It depends on me. I will wash his dirty to help him because he cannot do it. So I just want to go and help him so he can. He can be what he is. Misunderstanding. This Sakapata Bhakta. That is the mentality of the Sakapata Bhakta. Ramachandra Puri, Sakapata Bhakta. He was correcting the spiritual master. Why we are lamenting? Braputa Prasanatma, Asutati, Dakansati. You're lamenting? Oh. Keep on lamentation. Channel Krishna. Channel Krishna. Guru. Channel Krishna. What is our slogan? Chant, be happy. You're lamenting. Oh, for what? Channel Krishna. Be happy. Don't lament. Sister Mahaprabhu had the same thing. The same experience. One day, one of the students of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he came to see Chaitanya. When he came that time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is winding up his scholastic pastime. And he's turning back to the original thing that he came for Bhakti. He's winding up. So this student came, foolish student came. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very busy. Gopi. This is the last cast student. Eh? You say you are pandit and I came to see you. You are chanting Gopi. What is this? Channel Krishna. Satan took a stick. Rascal! Fool, you are disturbing my bhajan. Who worship Yah Krishna is a thief, is always steal. Who worship Yah Krishna? Rascal man. I don't worship Krishna. Gopi. Satan was chanting Gopi. He started glorifying Lord Krishna. But people didn't hear the glorification. Because he's an external devotee, not internal devotee. He's external devotee. He was not hearing. He's chanting Gopi. Very auspicious. Huh? So he disturbed his bhajan. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very angry. He had disturbed my bhajan. The boy ran. He ran. I went and met whether he says. So what's happening? You're asking me? You're asking me? Huh? Everybody says he's pandit. And I want to see him to go and hear Krishna Katha. You can't imagine what I was hearing him. Huh? Gopi. And when I told him, Pandit, what is this? He took stick and wanted to beat me. Is that a pandit's duty? Is that pandit? Yeah, they say it's pandit. Is that pandit? I can't even tell you what other thing is about Krishna. I don't have power to repeat what he was saying. So I ran for my life. For my life. And you're asking me. So many boys, they started to blaspheme. This is the supreme principle. Misunderstood. So it's not beginning from us. It has been there because we are conditioned souls. Huh? One boy said, he is a son of Brahmana. And what about us? We are also sons of Brahmana also. We attended the same school. What has made him more glorious than us now? That he's taking strict to. Does he know what it means to beat a Brahmana? Does he know? Another boy said, let him try the next day. We will beat him up. Let him try the next day. Today he has a blessing. Tomorrow, let him try it again. He will see what we do to him. Jagannath Mishra, I say Brahmana. We are Brahmanas. Are we less? We are Brahmanas. Yes, we are Brahmana, but Brahmana, the same. So, Sakabhata Bhakta is an external devotee. So he doesn't understand the inner nature of the spiritual master. He doesn't know the spiritual master because we are external. We can't see it inside. He was so. Ramachandra Puri was correcting Madhavendra Puri. The same thing. Madhavendra Puri cursed him. You rascal, you are destroying my bhajan. At this time, I don't want to hear anything but Krishna. You are talking nonsense. What verse are you quoting? He chased him away. The curse given to him by his guru followed him. He came also to blaspheme Chitamandra. Ishwar Puri was serving his spiritual master like a maniac servant, joyfully. We can do some serving with pride. Let the whole world see how maniac servant I am. We can do like that. But to do the service and do it from the heart, not considering anything, but this is my opportunity to show my spiritual master the love I have for him. That will be a blessing from the spiritual master. And that is for the misconnected podcast. Because they are connected, so they know the spiritual master gives them blessing to understand. But the internal thing, by the blessing, he will understand or she will understand. The inner nature of the spiritual master, he will know because it's connected. It's connected. We should be Niskapata Bhaktas, not Sakapata Bhaktas. That is our expectation. We should be Niskapata Bhaktas, who has, by the mercy of Spiritual Master, and that mercy comes by sincere service. Not saying that I'm going to help them. This mentality is wisdom. I'm going to help them. This is a chance, this opportunity for me. Srila 𝐾𝐚𝐤𝐬 Swami, he said, 𝐾𝐚𝐤𝐬, he said, when there is an opportunity for a bona fide servant, he is joyful. A chance for him to serve. A chance for him or for her to serve. When there is a chance for service, a bona fide disciple is joyful. This is a chance for me to get purified, to get more blessing. And we saw that quality with Hanumanji. He said, Parama Bhagavat. Hanuman. Don't you see what he was doing? Asoka garden. You don't see? Hanuman was doing at the Asoka garden. Hanuman was dancing. When he saw the Ravana servant, Hanuman was happy. This is a chance for me to do my service. He is in enemy's camp. He is the enemy's camp, not in his own camp. He is an enemy's camp. He is in the kingdom of Ravana. But Hanuman did not see Ravana. He didn't see anything. He would only see the Lord Ramachandra. And because he is covered with Ramachandra, he was dancing. It's a chance for me to serve. He killed how many? 870,000 Rakshasas. Hanuman performed more than Lord Ramachandra in the battle of Lanka. He's a hero. Hanuman, Ravana's children, he killed. The commanders of Ravana's children, he killed. The commander of Ravana's army, he killed many. Very instantly, he was dancing. When he was doing it, he was dancing. When the Ravana was informed, a monkey had laid down the soccer. A monkey, not Indra. No, not Indra. Brahma, no, not Brahma. A monkey. A monkey in the soccer garden is wasted. Oh, that cannot be a monkey. It's a monkey. It's a monkey. Not a demigod. Oh. Hanuman sent, sorry. Ravana sent people. Hanuman, when he saw it, Ravana was coming with dancing. 𝐾𝐚𝐤𝐬 Goswami said, when there's a chance for a bona fide disciple to serve, he's joyful. Hanuman. He's joyful. He's in danger, but he was celebrating the opportunity for him to serve. That's the devotee. Ravana was disgraced by Hanuman. And he thought, if I give him more chance, he's going to disgrace me. I better do something. So he said, Indrajit. That's his best. That's the best of his child. Indrajit came. Hey, Hanuman increases his that he was joking. 𝐂𝐤𝐬𝐿. Sorry. Indrajit, look at him. Monkey. I killed some of my brothers. Many commanders of my father in our kingdom, not outside, in our kingdom. He shot an arrow, Christian into needles, and covered Hanuman from head to the toe. Hanuman was bleeding, but that increased his strength. He was still dancing. And Rajit will not waste time with this man because he also discussed. So he sent Baruna. When Hanuman saw Baruna coming now, respect. Respect. He showed respect and at the same time Hanuman have something in mind. I came here to discover Sita Devi's position. Yes, I have done that. I would also like to see the strength of the person my master is going to fight with. I will see that. That was his last one. I will see that. So all the things he was doing is to allow him to see that he can study his strength. So he was arrested. He went to that. So you are going to fight with my Lord. So can you do it? Can you fight with my Lord? So while Ravana was thinking whatever he's thinking, Hanuman was simply examining Ravana's strength and all his secrets. He was studying. I will go and give my master complete report. So he studied. By the time he was doing all that time, the time of Varuna has expired. So Ravana said, kill him. He said, no, you cannot kill serpent. No, it's against the principle. You can't kill the serpent. Go for the master. It's okay. But you should punish him. It's okay, you can punish him. What's the base part of a monkey? The tail. So, set fire on the tail. He did not know that Hanuman's tail, when Hanuman carried Lord Machanda on his back is wide enough, is flat for carrying Lord Machanda and Lakshmana. So when he's carrying Lord Machanda, his tail is a canopy to shade Lord Machanda. At the same time, it's a fan Lord Machanda. Such a wonderful servant with the service, and Ravana has power to destroy that. To set fire. So he set fire. Okay, you have done that one? I will do another one. He left and jumped on top of the house and saved the whole mankind place. And he saw everybody was anxiety, heavy confusion. A monkey can do what not even what the demigod cannot do. A monkey is doing this. Yes, a monkey is doing that. Yeah, the monkey did it. He did it. So he went back to the merchant to go and deliver the message. I said, so Madhavendra Puri said, this cup of the heart. Ishwara Puri. This cup of the heart. So he was serving his brain almost with the pure consciousness. This is the chance. All the trouble the spiritual master took in my life, let me do something to appreciate that by this service. So he did the service. Lord, Mother Gwenda Puri blessed him. You are blessed. Their blessing took him to be the spiritual master of the Supreme Message of God. The cursing for Ramachandra Puri led him also to blaspheme the same spiritual master, two disciples, different experience. Not the partiality. It is reciprocation. Reciprocation, not partiality. Reciprocation. Lord Krishna said, as we surrender, everybody comes to me. Everybody comes to me. I will reward like that. So Krishna is doing that nicely. He's doing it perfectly. Rewarding everyone. As we are serving him. So we are not incapable that a disciple will come and show his costless mercy on the spiritual master. Let me go and show my guru my costless mercy. Because he's incapable, let me go and show him the costless mercy. I'm going to cook for him. If I don't cook, how will he eat? Yesterday, did you cook? How did he eat? I cooked him today. He didn't cook yesterday. So how did he eat yesterday? And tomorrow also you will not cook. So how will he eat? If they have been eating before you, I will eat after you. So what is it? It's an opportunity, it's a chance for us. It's a chance. Not a liability. Not a liability. So this Shakavata mentality should be corrected. Should be corrected. So can be a bona fide disciple to get the full blessing, the full mercy of the spiritual master, and become successful in your Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So now you can say what you want to say. Questions. This is what I have to share. Do you have some questions? Yeah, free to. Yes.
Hare Krishna. Shri, thank you very much for explaining the differences between Sakavata Bhakti and Nishkavata Bhakti. I was thinking, since you came, normally when the teacher is here, taking an example, when the teacher is here, the student behaves properly, naturally, because the teacher is here.
They are not behaving properly. They are pretending.
My question is related to that. Actually, but when the spiritual master is here, as you said, some disciples will not. I take the case of myself. Suppose you're not behaving properly, you're pretending, and when the spiritual master is here, we make as if everything is okay. Make a show before the spiritual master. Like, good day, yes, I'm here. Everything is perfect. I'm a good disciple. I chant my japa. I do everything. So, Shri, my question is, how to be always a proper disciple? Not a pretender. Always, even if the spiritual master is not here.
We should understand. I'm hungry and I want to eat. I should eat. You know? I'm hungry and there's food. Eat. You say, yeah, I'm not hungry yet. Hunger will kill you. Hunger will kill you. Eat. There's food now. You're hungry. There's food. So eat. You don't eat, you're pretending. No, I'm okay. Hunger will kill you. That's what happened to a pretender. How does it look like if you are going to a doctor and the doctor is asking, what is happening? Oh, doctor, headache. But it's the stomach that is paining. Who will suffer? You or the doctor? Not the doctor. It is a pretender who will suffer. So, a pretender, the spiritual master will give him or her opulence, will get big position, will get fame, but Bhakti will not get. The spiritual master will not get. Because a pretender, he will be cheated. But this capital Bhakti may not get position, may not get You may not get pain, may not get what your police, you may not get anything, but you get pain. You will get pain. He's not sure. But he's floating in pain. So better we become discomfortable by knowing the implications of being a sucker. I know the implications. If I'm pretending to be in a class, do you understand? Yes, Gurudev, yes. Do you understand? Yes, yes. I understand it. You understand? Yes, yes, yes. Tomorrow, when there's exam, what will happen? You will say yes on the paper, but there's nothing there. So what are we going to write? Yeah, the special master will come and 2 hours exam, it is now 5 minutes past 2. So I'll give you the grace of more 5 minutes. You see, no more time? Some people have already finished. Right? This Kapatapata have already finished. Sakapatapata is still counting how many lights are this. I'm not written anything yet. How many bulbs? How many lights? The time has passed. I have given you a grace of 5. Do you still need more time? Be silent. Because to say yes, everybody has given. It's only you remaining in the class. So, let's add that. We understand the implications of being in this comfortable. So we can become in this comfortable. So follow Ishvara in the way. So follow your footsteps. Don't follow Ravichandra. You should not follow Ravichandra. Because his footstep is not on the Ishvara Puri's footstep is great. The Goloka footstep. The Goloka. So it's honest. And do the right thing. You do the right thing. You can get the proper place. So, some devotees did not come for the meeting. Why they didn't come? After 2.5 years, it took this. Why they didn't come? Have more important things. The more important things. So we will continue to have more important things and forget the most important thing, which is Krishna consciousness. The material activities which living entities perform in this material world, we have been doing the same thing since time immemorial. The same thing we have been doing since wedding is not today, it's not the last thing. We have been doing wedding since time immemorial. Since we have been in material world, we have been doing wedding. For all the lifetimes, all the species of life we have taken in this material world, we have been doing the same thing. The same thing we have been doing, all of you. The same thing. There are 2 things which we don't do in all the births we take. Only 2 things. Other things we do them every time we change our body, we do them. Only 2 things we don't do all the time. Maybe 2 or 3 times, most. A special master and Krishna. We don't worship Krishna all the lifetime we take. We don't worship special master all the lifetime. We don't have Guru and Krishna all the lifetime should come. So we have all other things, all the lifetimes we're spending here. We have all other things. So is it important for us to do the thing which is very rare? That is the teaching of Lord Saka. Now I am the whole they have done the look Kaman Kastan Arati Bilbujam, 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 Bilbujam. Tepo Dibam Baturka Jina. Pour le salle de ceci, mes dieux sont si. Everything you are doing, animals are doing them. Have you seen animal perform austerity before? Any animal perform austerity? So do that thing which is not common for everyone. Then you are a hero. Do the same thing everybody is doing. What is different? How will you be addressed as a hero? You'll be addressed as a hero only when you do something which is not common for everyone. Do austerity. Posture. Transcendental austerity. Satya Sudhirit. Transcendental austerity purifies the heart. It gives purification. Other engagement will not purify the heart. But transcendental austerity, Krishna consciousness purifies the heart. The lecture proper asked, why purifying the heart? And the answer, he gave the answer himself. Because our heart has become very, very dead. She needs purification. Therefore, Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness. Why we waste time with the things we're doing? We've been doing it, we continue to do them. We'll be doing it. What is the difference? If you do it today or tomorrow, what is the difference? An intelligent person will do something which is not common. Krishna consciousness is not common. Very, very rare. Very rare. All right. Yes.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
In the discourse, you made you stressed a lot on the difference between a Sakapada Bhakta and a Nishkapata Bhakta. Now, most often there is
Niskapata Bhakta and Sakapata Bhakta. Sakapata Bhakta is the cheater. Is ordinary person, external devotee. Niskapata Bhakta is an internal devotee. He very, very, very open to the social life. Very open to social life.
you gave this deep difference between the two. Now, we also do know about that most often when we hear from something or we hear about a particular characteristics of something or someone, there's this mental or emotional connection that we tend to attach to that, whereby subtly or mentally we tend to start thinking, okay, maybe I am like this, or maybe I am this. And in this way we try to categorize ourselves, even if externally we don't show that, but internally we try to categorize ourselves that, okay, maybe I'm a Sakapata Bhakta or I'm a Nishkapata Bhakta. And in this process, whereby when we do this mental categorization, we tend to also look down on others that aren't performing maybe their Krishna consciousness or are not doing things in the proper way that we are on the same level that we are not doing. And hence we try to look down on them, or we tend to mentally, also put them in that mental categorization. Okay, this person is lesser, I'm also higher than this person. So my question, Guru Maharaj, is how to be a Nishkapata Bhakta, that is what the spiritual master is saying to us, is what the spiritual master is guiding us. But we also do have this material inhibition based on the association and everything that sometimes we categorize. Now, how do we rise above that mentality of...
We just follow. We just follow. You follow the right thing. For one to start thinking, he's speaking to all of them. I know. He's talking to them. I know that. I've been telling them since. Now God is confirming it. Hey, this company about. Yeah. So all of you. That means what? What's the meaning of that?
He's a sucker.
I'm a sucker butter. That's what. Because in this computer butter will not think like that. He will think, oh, everything is about me. Yeah, it's about me. I need to correct myself. I need to do this. I need to change. Yeah, I have to change. I have to do this. In this computer butter will think like that. Only a sucker butter will think. Yeah. I not me. I know that now. So that is already there. It's a problem. So it's better that we see, yeah, it's about me. It's about me. So I better adjust myself. So I can be on the way to this couple of people. Let me be on the way. We don't need to speculate. Maybe I am this. Maybe I am not that. If we are proper devotee, we should know. If we are hearing, we should know. If we are proper devotee, we should know where I belong. Yeah, this is about me. This is about me. It's about me. You will never think that it's about others. You will think it's about me. I should check myself. I should correct myself. By feeling that, yeah, that is for them, or maybe I don't know if it's about me. That means we are fools. We are fools. So we should know. We should know. If you don't know something, we should ask. If we ask, then we get it. And don't ask the person like us. We ask somebody who's superior. Where is my situation? See what you know. By introspection, we should know. And we should introspect. We should look into our hearts. So we'll see where I am. And not the necessary adjustment I need to do in my life. We look at that and see. The devotee will be very, very sincere. Krishna will always show. Krishna will always show us what we should do. Very important. We lost one devotee in Lagos before we said we come here. So they are making a ceremony for him today. Check my phone. They want me to say something. So I told them I'm not going to do because of this, but I'm feeling I should say something. Check my phone. See that. This one. You have a chincha in your phone? You have a chincha in your phone? You want to? Call him and ask him if he that's it. So anything else you want me to say? Yes, bro.
Shangu Maharaj,
Yeah, please.
what you mentioned, like when you are massaging the spiritual master, so we are not like giving strength by our expertise or whatever ability we have. It's the contrary, that is the reverse. Is we are getting the strength from such service.
Yes.
Now, all those who are assisting the spiritual master, or whether the spiritual master is staying or whether he's traveling, so all those who are doing that service. Now, those who are helping, like doing service for those who are helping the spiritual master, do they get the same strength?
They are helping the spiritual master.
Assisting.
They are helping
They are assisting the spiritual master. Correct.
So the Prabhupada is very merciful, very humble, very compassionate. There's a few devotees, they're all the qualities of Krishna. So he said, yeah, my special master sent all of you to come and help me. That what Prabhupada said. But if Prabhupada didn't go there, how will they help people? If Prabhupada Papa didn't come, I wouldn't have helped you. Guru? Eh? Where was going to help you? Where? I just want us to understand what we're doing. That's my. I'm just trying to see we understand. What is? Actually, you said it this. So yes, we are assisting the process. And in India, I told the devotees, yeah, they're helping me. But I told the devotees, see, all of you should be very careful of what you're thinking in your mind. Because here, we read scriptures, we study scriptures, we hear scriptures. Understanding is different. So I told the devotees helping me. As all of you should be very careful of what you are thinking. Because this is my kunj. This is my kunj. And the principal here is Radha Samaswanta. So you are doing this and doing this service and doing all these services here. You are all part of this system, this kunj. So here, don't see externally. You should know that you are learning what you do in Goloka. This is in practice. So we should be very careful because anything we think here, it will manifest in what we do. Environment is very, very important. Environment, very important. Environment has a powerful influence. Every environment, powerful influence. In the 10th canto of Bhagavatam, 𝐂𝐤𝐬𝐬 Swami, he narrated Vishwamitra Muni, Gautam Rishi, 𝐸𝐶𝑆𝑡 Muni. He visited Kurukshetra. Vishwamitra Muni is an experience, it's experience in austerity, if you want to say. Gautam Muni is very experienced in chanting mantras. Gautam Muni is chanting mantras, reading hymns. And 𝐸𝐶𝑆𝑡 Muni is experienced in spiritual philosophy. So they are powerful personalities. When they came to Kurukshetra to see Krishna, just getting into the environment, Krishna changed their life. Krishna changed their life to ask for bhakti instead of all the practices that they do. Krishna changed because they came to that environment. Krishna changed. Therefore, they didn't ask Krishna for something. They asked Krishna for bhakti. And Krishna gave them bhakti. So, the environment has influence. And you remember, Dhritarashtra was very conscious of that. He was very conscious. Kurukshetra, Dharma is there. He was conscious. My sons are not pious. The Pandavas are pious. So the influence of this place will be favorable for them. And not my sons. So I told all of you should get your minds set properly. That you are in a kunj. And you are practicing what you will do in Goloka eternally with Krishna. So don't just be here and think so many things. Oh, I'm serving, I'm helping my spiritual master. Otherwise, you won't be able to do the service. It's very important. This contamination is not there. Make sense?
Yes, thank you. May I ask another question?
Yes.
Yesterday, for the welcome address, you mentioned that you have noted that Purusham devotees are suffering from a disease. They are no longer like willing to
Not only
discuss
Brazil.
it.
Not only Brazil. Brazil, everywhere. Only India is different. Other places, our consciousness has come down because of no close association. For many years, we have been distant. It has effect. It has effect.
Now, the question is, what are the practical things that we can do to like reunite the devotees?
You just mentioned yesterday. That devotees, we are devotees, we should be. What is Krishna consciousness? His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Damodara said, Krishna consciousness means to be conscious of Krishna all the time. That is Krishna consciousness. To be conscious of Krishna all the time. So we should be conscious that the demons are doing the business. We should also do our business. We should know. We should know. Yes, restrictions, but we should be conscious that we should not be so restricted that we have forgotten the importance of association. We should know this. I mentioned it yesterday. So we should not forget. We should not just think one-sided. Whatever may be the situation, we should always think, okay, this is happening. What other things that are going with this thing as well? We should be conscious of it. What are other things I should be conscious of? And what is happening? We should think about that. That is what it means by being conscious. Being conscious of Krishna means to be conscious of everything. Yes, no. Otherwise, you can think, oh, sickness, disease, and forget that. We're supposed to do a chanting also. Yes. We are worried about disease. Oh, disease. What about my bhakti? So what is happening? What should I do with this opportunity? Many devotees took advantage of this situation. Okay, now His Grace, the country which came to see me this morning. So he said, this lockdown helped me to start doing some things I was not doing before that I was supposed to do. I took this time to do it. I said, yeah, good devotee. The same situation had made so many devotees who lose their consciousness of Krishna. The same situation. So if you're not conscious, you are going to look only one side and forget that the other side is also. One devotee told me, oh, he didn't like the procedure I made yesterday. I say, not because I don't like it. I want to show you this thing. I want to show you another style. So you don't know only one style. You know many styles. Okay. If you know one, you are limited to one. But if you know many, you know better. Yeah. So that's variety. Variety. Same mode of the body. You know? So we know many things. We will improvise and things will become better. So you don't just think only one way. You should think many ways. Therefore, Prabhupada say, devise many ways to expand Krishna consciousness. Prabhupada. Devise many ways to expand the Krishna consciousness. Yes.
He said, okay, for the Zoom. He sent the link for the Zoom.
So connect. Let me say something.
Connect.
All right, something else? Want to say?
Can I
Yes.
ask one more question?
Yes.
Recently, we see that many spiritual masters in ISKCON, they are having bad health. For example, His Holiness Bhakti Chaitanya Maharaj recently undergone his surgery. So, Shri, what is responsible for the bad health of the spiritual master in general?
There are many ways, many things. There are many things. The body has to have all these things. This body has to go through all these things. That is what is designed for this body. What is a spiritual body? Because the body has been used in Christian consciousness and becomes spiritual. But it is a material world. It's a material world. She has to undergo some certain things. There is no body we are going to. There's no body we are going to take there that is going to remain eternal, except the Krishna body. Yeah? Except all the pure devotees who came here, they will change the body. Except you are Krishna, or the directions of Krishna. All others will change the body. So the body has to undergo certain changes. And eventually will leave the body. That is one way. Other thing is that our tradition, a spiritual master never take many disciples. Few. Why? Because it take many disciples means risky. Risky. Someone has been in this material world, and even for one lifetime alone, before some of us took to Krishna consciousness, you know the kind of thing we were doing before? Terrible sinful activity. Before we took to Krishna. Even for this one lifetime, I'm not talking about the previous ones. Look at the dangerous things we have been doing. For this one life, what are the previous ones? Then somebody decides, give it to me, I'll handle it for you. Is it easy? Not easy. So Prabhupada said, when a disciple misbehaves, the spiritual master will have bad dreams. Do shop now. Do shop now. We have bad dreams with good body. The activities of this, the sinful activity of the disciples carries. So it has effect. Because they condition it. So that is part of it. The carrying load will not feel the weight. When you carry load on the head, you won't feel the weight. You will feel it. Except you are not person. Another says he doesn't know he's carrying universes on the head, he doesn't know. And when he shakes his head, it will be earthquake. Anytime there's earthquake, another says has shifted his head. When he shook his head, earthquake. That is earthquake. Otherwise, you feel it. You feel you have to. Therefore, Prabhupada said, he said this in the Act of Devotion, in the first chapter. The first chapter, Prabhupada said, after initiation, a disciple must be very, very careful, very much alert, that we don't repeat our nonsense again. Thereby, this is Prabhupada, thereby putting ourselves and the spiritual master in difficulty. Bhagavatam 8:4-15. 8:4-15. All right? Okay. It's part of the meeting. It's part of the meeting. Something? You ready?
After she's done, then after her.
Okay. So before then, something? Question? Something?
And my family a very, very good thing. A very big thank you. And
You should
all the devotees that were there for
ask for the wedding.
In a nutshell, what do you expect from the disciples?
I respect the disciples should hear. I mentioned here, my expectation is that all of us here should be this capital doctor. This is my expectation. It's not my expectation. It is expectation of all bona fide expectation. Which parent would like his children to be useless? Every parent wants the children to be the best. In India, to show how important is that. In India, if someone gives birth to a blind child, what the name do we give? What the name?
Yeah, because something of course I'm not saying, mother, this is a sister of
If somebody gives birth to a blind child, what name do you give it? Say that. No, not Kamala. Padmanu. Oh, Lotus Island. That's expectation. Everybody wants the best. Yeah. The children, parents will not see any ugly child. They don't have ugly child. All children are beautiful, handsome, and they're very good. So this is our expectation. And all of us will go towards this capital. And then I said, we should follow the footsteps of Ishwara Puri, not Ramachandra Puri, Ishwara Puri. This is our expectation. We want to follow the footsteps of those who are successful, those who are bona fide. This is the expectation. We want to see our Krishna consciousness is going up. So for the 2 years, we did 2.5 years, our services increased. Our services increased, not less. Increased. And I took time to work on my project. I took time, all this time, I took time to work on my project, community project. That's all the project, this community project. I took time to work on it. It's going on. It's really very good, just listen. This afternoon, the doctor who came to treat me, he said something. The doctor who came a few days before his Sorry Bhakti left, he came to his dream and he told him, I am coming back to do what? To a big project for all of you. As soon as he said that, my mind went to the project. Just this afternoon. So our service isn't good now. Our service is increasing. Right. And our service was Yavichi and many other services. We expanded a lot. Many services. Our teaching service has increased. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, I have the mic. Can you hear me? Okay. His Grace Binu Jitwani has been supporting 𝐒𝐰𝐴𝐺𝐻 in Nigeria for many years. Particularly when I was temple president. I have never one day prayed to Krishna or give me something that anything material. I never knew. I always like to offer spiritual prayers. But one day, I have nothing in the temple. Nothing. You understand? There's nothing, not one grain of rice in the temple, and no money. Can you manage like that? Temple president, not single grain in the temple, and no money in the temple. So that day I was pushed. So I came down to the temple run, and I look at the deities and I say, I'm sorry, I have to tell you something. They say one is pushed to the wall. I'm pushed to the wall. There is nothing. It's not about faithlessness. But there's nothing. And I don't see that how many persons I want to go and meet. Now. So I don't know how I'm going to fit devotees to. As I was just praying like that. And so I had a sound, somebody is walking into the temple. It was Binu. So he came with variety, so and he drove them before the deity and they turned to me. He needs something more. I didn't say anything to him, I just kept quiet. So, yes, you need something more, you need something more. I kept quiet, I didn't say it. I was just looking at him and so looking at the deity and appreciating what had just happened. When I finished appreciating Krishna for, the Christians will say miracle. So I said, Prabhu, let's go to the office. So we went to the office. And I told him, do you know what I was doing before you came? There's nothing here now, just praying to Krishna to do something. And Krishna sent you. I didn't call you, you just came. And you brought all the things we need for maintaining the temple. So I will not forget this for life. I will always remember that. It is a saying, a person who helped you in the time of need. That person cannot be forgotten for life. This is just one. This is just one thing. He is very, very generous and kind person by nature. He's very, very kind. For the whole 2 years I stayed in Lagos Temple, all my internet services, the news taking care. I don't have one network because it can be difficult. So minimum I have three different networks. So if I'm speaking and there's problem with that network, I switch over to the next and continue with my service. Like we say, devise many ways to service. I have always three internet networks. My 2 phones are there, and then there is Wi-Fi there. Always. So Bini Prabhu will tell me, please tell me when I run out also. And he will send me for the charge. He does this very, very happily with his mind. And up to the time he was sick, the devotees were still asking him for money. and he will leave it. He is very, very sick, and he knew he was going to leave the body, but he preferred to leave the body in the temple. Devotees were, many people were talking, go to the hospital, go to the hospital. He refused. He refused to go to the hospital. He knew that it's a terminal sickness. See, you can see his attachment for devotees. And important, we talk about the environment, the importance of the environment. So somehow what Krishna indicated that when we travel, he will leave the body, and he left the day I was leaving here. I told the temple president, the Prabhu will leave. So when I was coming here, they first said I left. So that day he took the body also. Then Krishna already indicated, he mentioned it. So he has sacrificed a lot, stayed in the temple, he's serving. He was leading Kirtan in the temple. For many times he led Kirtan. So all these wonderful spiritual activities he performs. Not only that he is supporting, he goes out with the temple president to see members, some members who are contributing to the maintenance of the temple. When they are late and not doing time, he goes there to go and harass them. This is the service as we are talking. This is service you are doing for Krishna, for your purification. You are not feeding the temple. You are doing this service for yourself, your purification. Give what you're supposed to give. And they will say, yes, Prabhu, yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu. They will give. He did a lot of service for many years, supporting devotees. So, he has lived a very successful life. That every devotee feels obliged and indebted to him for the support he has given. Everybody. He sat. Therefore, he stayed in the temple, and the devotee was reciprocated by assisting him until few days before his leaving. Then he went to the hospital, and the devotees were there. So we feel the pain that they are losing his physical association, but we are very happy that he has performed a very wonderful service. That is very encouraging. So Krishna will surely place him in a better place. So we don't have regrets. Although we feel the pain of separation, but still we don't have the regret. This morning Prahlad Maharaj was saying, he's happy because he's a devotee. At the same time, he feels sorry. Prabhupada says simultaneously. So we have the same feeling for the being. And we would like to, that all of you who are connected with him biologically, you should know that he has helped all of you through the spiritual practice he has. For all these years he has been in India. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Jai.
All right, thank you. Hope you learn something and you're going to apply. You learn something
Yes.
and to apply some?
Yes.
Thank you very much. So we'll see next time we'll see the experience in this couple of ski.
Jai.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Merci pour cette présence. C'est un annoncement très bien extra important. Je dis, Prabhu